Hey, welcome once again to Cooking Around's channel. For you today, turkey meatballs in garlic and Parmesan sauce. Now, this is really simple to make. I took some fresh turkey, I grinded it myself, and then you just mix it together with some other ingredients. Then you put a sauce on it, and then you just shove it in the oven. You can make as much as you want, and it is absolutely out of this world. Take a look at this. Absolutely tender, absolutely moist, and it's a great party favor. You really gotta try this. So let's get going here. Now let's start with about 1.5 pounds of turkey breast, and I grinded it myself, and I fine grind it. But you can really use any part of the turkey. Here I took about 3/4 of a cup of old bread, and I added a bit of splash of milk to it. I let it soak. Now what I'm doing is I'm rinsing out the milk and putting the wet bread into the mixture. Now take an egg and put it into the bowl. I recommend you break it into a smaller bowl, so just in case the egg is bad, this is a safety feature. Now add about 1/2 cup of finely diced red onions. And of course, you cannot forget the garlic. I took 3 cloves of garlic and I minced them. Add about 1 tablespoon of fresh chopped parsley or dry. About 1 tablespoon of dried oregano. 1 tablespoon of HP sauce or Worcestershire sauce. And to spice up your life, let's add about 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. And to bring up that cheesy taste, let's add about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now it's important to mix it very well. You have to blend the meat and the spices and whatever we added perfectly. And this is exactly what I want. Now let's turn it into the meatball. And what I do is I take a tablespoon, and this gives me a proper measurement. Of course, I'm eyeing it. And now what I want you to do is take it. I want you to squeeze. If it sticks to your fingers, put some oil on your fingers. And now roll. See how easy it is. You know, after a while, you can probably do 2 at a time. Now let me show you one more time. Take your measurement. Eyeball the measurement, make them bigger, make them smaller, that depends on you. Squeeze like this, roll. And there's no such thing as a perfect meatball. So one's going to be a little lumpy on one side, one's not going to be round, and one is going to be oval. It doesn't matter, it is all good. Now let's start with the saucy sauce. I'm adding about 1/2 cup of low sodium chicken stock here. And now let's add some fresh ground pepper, as much as you want. And now I'm adding some salt. I'm adding, let's say, about 1/2 teaspoon. Now I did not put any salt into the meatballs because it's already injected with the cheese, which makes it very flavorful. And about 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Here I'm using about 12% cream. Add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I find this works the best here. Add another 1/4 cup of dry Parmesan cheese, and this gives it super flavor. And 1 level tablespoon of cornstarch, not flour, cornstarch. And now let's start to mix this very well until it becomes frothy. And basically, this is what we want. Get your handy dandy frying pan. Let's put some cooking oil. Just cover the bottom slightly. Don't have to put too much oil in. And now I threw a little onion on here and wait for the sizzle. Now let's grab these awesome meatballs that you made yourself and let's start putting them in. And as you put them, just move them around just a little bit so they don't stick. But anyways, they're going to stick. What can you do? Unless you use Teflon. Now I'm reducing the heat to medium high, and we're going to let it go on one side for a few minutes, and then we're going to turn them over. Now as you turn them over, try to get the cooking evenly around the meatball. And don't worry about cooking it right through into the middle. That's not important. We are going to bake it and we're going to have it cooked through. Don't worry about it. Now, when you reach this stage, I want you to remove the meatballs completely out because I want to remove the oil. Okay, I'm back with the same pan. I washed the pan. You really don't have to wash it, but you know something? I don't want to overcook the part on the bottom and I want the oil removed. So let's put everything back into the pan just like this. Let's take our delicious sauce and just cover it all over like this, and make sure that your oven is on now at this point at 350 degrees, and we're going to put the meatballs in for about what, 18-20 minutes, but I want you to keep an eye on it. Now make sure your flame here is on medium and high, and I want to bring this dish temperature up. So at this point what I want to do is just move the meatballs around, get the sauce on it like this, and give it a couple of minutes for the sauce to soak into the meatballs to make them even more moist. So when they come out of the oven, they're just going to be out of this world. And here you have it. Is this not awesome? Are we finished yet? Not yet. Let's add some chopped parsley. And if you want, you can add more grated Parmesan cheese. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for watching this video. Once again, we come to the end of another video. So, once again, it's goodbye from Tony and Cooking Around.